Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Okay, so one thing I wanted to share with you guys this morning is that this practice, this journey into power sequence that you guys are learning and that we're going through is actually meant to be 90 minutes. And so we are doing it in 45 minutes, which is great. But I'm going to shorten some things today so we can get through the entire practice, because we're on the last quarter of the practice, which is a lot of the great stretching that we do. It's an intentional full body flow from starting in the beginning and integration, waking up your body, moving, breathing, creating heat, which is tapas, flow, which is vinyasa, and then intentionally coming to a cool down. And so today's focus is on that cool down, but I'm going to get you guys moving first before we get there. So with that, we're going to start at the very beginning of the practice in child's pose. Let's get started. Sink your hips over your heels, reach your fingers long, take your knees wide on the mat. Take your head down to your mat. Take a big, and if I say mat and you have a towel or you have a carpet or whatever you have, that's such an ingrained default of mine. So just place your head on the earth. Take a big breath in through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth. And as we get into this practice today, we're going to focus on tapas, which is heat, building heat in your body through your breath, through your movement, and vinyasa, which is flow, linking your from pose to pose. That is vinyasa. Take one more breath in child's pose. One breath out, downward facing dog. Curl your toes under. Take your hips high and pedal out this morning. Yeah, it's that inverted V shape. Press your thumb, your first finger, your pinky in the mat. Pedal out your legs. Make any movement that you need to here this morning. And then come back to your breath, breathing in and out through your nose. And keeping your eye to one point between your toes. Yeah, look between your toes. Cassidy, nice. Yeah, look between your toes. Take a breath in, breath out, walk your feet to your fingers for ragdoll. Let your head hang heavy. Take your feet wide on the mat. And I am gonna spotlight Christy. I'm so sorry, I totally forgot to spotlight her. There we go. All right, if you guys have questions about any poses, Christy is here with us again today. You can see her. Grab opposite arm to opposite elbow. Sway, shake your head yes, and shake your head no. And one more yes, for being here this morning on your mat, for being present, for being up to something new, up to something bigger. Extended mountain pose. Come all the way up to standing. Reach your fingers all the way to the high. Take a big breath in. Bring your hands to heart center. Exhale. Extended mountain pose. Reach up. Breathe in. Hands to heart center. Exhale. One more. Extended mountain. Rise up through your fingers, press down through your feet, lift all 10 toes as you press through the four corners of your feet, pull your belly up and into your spine, bow forward. Halfway lift, bring your hands to your shins, long, strong spine, high plank. Step into high plank. Pause on the first high plank as you set this up. Stack your shoulders over your elbows. Nice, Grace. Press through your heels. Take your gaze just out in front of your mat or your towel. Shift your weight over your wrist, come down to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. One breath in, one breath out. Bend your knees, look to your fingers, step to your fingers. Inhale halfway, exhale, fold, rise, extended mountain. That's Sun Salutation A. We're doing 2 more of those. Bow forward, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, fold forward. Step back into high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. For a breath in, breath out. Press your chest toward your thighs, everybody. Take your weight off your wrist. Yeah. Press your hands into your mat and take your sits bones to the sky, your butt, take your hips up. Bend your knees, look to your fingers, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise, extended mountain. Breath in. Bow forward. Breath out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, vinyasa, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. One breath in, one breath out. Bend your knees, look to your fingers, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Sun Salutation B. So set up in that chair, feet together, feet apart. Press down through your feet. Pull your belly up and into your spine. Integration here. Your bandhas, your core. We did a lot of this work on Tuesday. Bring that back into your body right now. Stay in chair, take a breath in, bow forward, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, flow, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Right side warrior 1, right foot at 12 o'clock, top of your mat. Back foot spins flat. Yeah, and this first warrior, set it up. Walk your feet out if you need to. Walk your feet wide apart if you need that. And everyone, as your arms are up, I want you to bring your arms just out in front of you just a little bit. And I want you to lift your shoulders to your ears. And then I want you to pull your shoulders back to your spine and create a little more opening there. So instead of just taking your arms back, I want you to integrate your shoulders into your whole body. So lift your shoulders to your ears and then pull your shoulders back. Take a breath in, exhale, take your hands to the mat, flow, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in, downward facing dog, breathe out. Left side warrior 1. Yeah, stack your front knee over your front ankle. Press down through the knife edge of your back foot. Lift your belly to your spine. And then everybody lift your shoulders to your ears and then pull your shoulders back to your spine. Take a breath in and a breath out and flow, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. One breath in, one breath out. Bend your knees, look to your fingers, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. From this chair, I want you to bring your shoulders up to your ears, and pull your arm bones, pull your shoulders back to your spine. Take a breath in. Now place your hands just on the outside of your front feet. So as you fold forward, I want your hands to go just on the outside of your feet. And from here, step back. That's where your arms are positioned for chaturanga. So a lot of times our arms are out more in front, and that is going to create shoulder challenges. So everybody come back into chair pose one more time for me. From chair, fold forward and place your hands on the outside of each of your feet. From here, step back into high plank. Yeah, nice adjustments. Come down to low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Rise up with your breath. Exhale and flow, hands to mat. Vinyasa, upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Left side warrior one. Rise up on your inhale. Take your hands to your mat just outside your foot on your exhale. And flow. Upward facing, breathe in. Downward facing, breathe out. Take a giant breath in. And a big sigh out. Lift your right leg behind you. Yes, long, strong leg. So flex the leg, flex the heel, and then lower the hip to meet your other hip. Yeah, lower the right hip to meet your left. Bend your right leg. You can stack hip over hip here. You can stay right here or flip your dog, whatever is in your practice this morning. If you are in flip dog, both feet at 12 o'clock, lift your hips up, come into high plank. Side plank on the right, both feet down or one knee down or elbow down. There are options in this pose. Listen to your body this morning and take them on to your fullest expression. Hug into your core. Everybody pull your belly in, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Three-legged down dog, left side. Press through your left heel as you lift your leg up. And then everybody press through your fingers, press the mat away, and then bring your chest back to your thigh. So lift your hips. Yeah, lift your hips a little bit more as you press away. Nice. Bend your top leg. Stack hip over hip. Stay or flip. If you are in flip dog, wherever you are, press whatever's connected to the earth, down to the earth, and lift everything else away. For 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Right side crescent lunge. Right foot at 12 o'clock at the top of your mat. Option here is to bring your knee down to the mat. Christy, will you show that option? So this is an option here for you this morning. Option to also lift your knee up off the mat and press through your heel. But notice her heel is over her toe. So take on this morning what you need. Bring your hands to heart center and twist to the right. You can do a standing twist or you can fold and twist like she is doing, yeah. And Jordan, take your left elbow to your right knee. There you go. And everyone zip up your back leg if it's up. And yeah, nice Sloan, nice adjustments. Stivers, divers, twist the other way. Twist the other way. Twist your left, left arm to right knee. Spin around to warrior two. In warrior two, your front foot at the top of the mat, your back foot is spun flat. Stack your front knee over your ankle. From here, lift your shoulders to your ears and then pull them back to your spine. Feel the difference. Feel the opening. So when I say pull your shoulders back to your spine, if you can lift them first and then bring them back, that's going to create this full body shoulder integration. It's going to keep you safe in your practice, and it's going to continue to build your strength. Keep your arms up if you can, everyone. Reverse your warrior, reach back, inhale. Yeah, reach your arm up and back, extended side angle. Bring your right elbow to your right knee or to a block or to the floor, and keep the bend in your front knee. Stack your knee over your hip. You're over your ankle. Yeah, you guys, right? Yeah, right body parts, right? Look up to your fingers. Breath in. Exhale, hands to mat, right outside your front foot. Step back to high plank and flow through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Take a breath in. Breath out. Left side crescent lunge. Left foot at 12 o'clock. Option to bring your knee to the mat. That option is here for you. So take that on this morning if you need it. Option to lift your leg. Absolutely personal preference this morning. No judgment around one or the other. Hands to heart center. Twist to the left. So your right elbow to your left knee. Press through your back foot. Zip up your back leg. And then lift up just a little bit. Pull your belly into your spine and lift your body up off your thigh. So you're not completely relying on your thigh. You're going to build some core strength. Warrior two. Spin around to warrior two. Stack your front knee over your ankle. Lift your shoulders up to your ears, then pull them back. And as if your arms were in a tug of war with each other, straighten your fingers, bring space to your fingers. Reverse your warrior, reach your top arm up and look up, look back, extended side angle. Left hand to your thigh, right hand sparks up. Hands to mat, flow through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Come into high plank. Come to low plank. Come to high plank. Downward facing dog. Press the earth away. Press your shoulders to your spine. Bring a slight bend to your knees and bring a slight bend to your elbows. Yeah, you guys are looking great in this pose. Come to high plank, to low plank, to high plank, to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Bend your knees, look to your fingers, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise, extended mountain. We're going to do 2 poses from our balancing series this morning before we move forward. We're going to start with eagle. So root down through your left foot. Take your right leg over or as a kickstand. Take your right arm under. And build your foundation. Do you remember through your foundation, through your gaze, your drishti, and then your bandhas, your core, hug in. Release and switch sides. Left leg over, left arm under. Foundation, Ujjayi breath. Are you still breathing? Breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. Drishti to 1 point. Release, tree pose. Root down through your left foot. Take your right foot to your ankle, shin, or thigh. Just avoid your knee. Pull your belly up and in. Take your gaze to 1 point. If you need to keep your foot on the ground as a kickstand, do so. Bring your hands to heart center. Reach your fingertips up. Grow your tree up. Maybe even look up for 1 second. Go look back. Look, if you can look up, can you look up and look back just a little behind you? And release. Switch sides. Root down through your right foot. Left foot to your ankle, shin, or thigh, or as a kickstand today. Just avoid your knee. Pull your belly up and in. Lift your shoulders up to your ears and then pull your shoulders back. From here, bring your arms cactus arms. Lift your shoulders 1 more time. Pull your shoulders back 1 more time. Create more opening and rise your fingers all the way up, keeping them in cactus, keeping your elbows, keeping your shoulders integrated. As high as you can get those fingers, look up to your fingers. Release, extended mountain pose. Take a breath in, bow forward, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Come down to low plank and lower all the way to the mat. We're gonna move into our igniting series, a couple poses from there before we move into our opening and release and relaxing series. Locust pose, bring your big toes to touch. Interclasp your hands behind your back or palms facing down beside you. Lift your shoulders to your ears, pull your shoulders back, and then rise up with your shoulders, with your head, with your feet, creating length, not crunching your spine, but creating length. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release all the way down. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Locust number 2, big toes to touch. Try something different with your hands this time. If you always have done the same thing since you've been doing this locust pose, either interclasp your hands or place your palms up or down. Lift your shoulders to your spine and rise up. Flex through your feet. Hug your shoulders in. Press your core down into the floor and rise up 1 more inch. Exhale, stay for the exhale. Inhale, use your breath. Release, come all the way down. Breath in and a breath out. Floor bow. You can reach back for 1 or both ankles. And from here, lift your shoulders and integrate your shoulders before you rise up. Yeah, and if you've got 1 foot today, take 1. This is just an opening in your heart and your chest, your shoulders, and in your hips. Bring your thighs a little closer together and release all the way down. Take a breath in and a big breath out. You can release, yeah. And we've got 1 more floor bow. Reach back for 1 or both. If you did 1 last time, do the opposite one this time. Hug in, hug everything into your center line, your bandhas. Lift your belly, pull your shoulders to your spine, and rise up with your breath. Take your gaze just out in front of your mat for 3, 2, 1. Release all the way down. Take a breath in and a breath out. Upward facing dog. Bring your hands to your lower rib cage. So everyone, I know a lot of you have brought your hands already. Bring them a little bit lower. Christy, can you move your hands back even just a teeny? Yeah, right there. Yeah. See where Christy's hands are, you guys? That's where I want your hands. From here, come into upward facing dog. Yeah, nice. Great work, you guys. Downward facing dog. That is the proper position for your hands. It feels kind of weird, I know, but it's gonna be a safety mechanism over time as you keep coming to this practice. Bend your knees, look to your fingers, step or jump, come all the way onto your backs for bridge pose. As you get set up for bridge, lay all the way down, bring your feet up close to your body. Reach your heels with your hands if you can get your heels that close to you. Pull your belly to your spine and lift your hips up. Press your hands, press your shoulders into the mat to lift up. For 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. If wheel or a back bend is safely in your practice, you're welcome to take that on here. If not, we're going to stay in bridge. Either bridge or back bend wheel. Right now, rise up, bridge or wheel. Go now, rise up, hug your belly in, lift everything up, press your hands into the mat, press your feet into the mat, lower all the way down. Great work, you guys. We've got 3 more, and we will workshop a back bend at some point. So I know some of you just have that natural flexibility and it's maybe safe, and others of you don't. It's a big anatomy piece. And so I just encourage you to stay in bridge as you build strength, unless that is something that you do on a regular basis. Bridge or wheel, rise up now, lift your hips up, press your feet down, press your hands up if you're in wheel, press your hands down if you're in wheel. And everybody lift your right leg. Can you lift your leg and hug into your core? Lower your right leg, lift your left leg, keep your hips up, and lower all the way down slowly. Everybody all the way down, bridges and wheels. Take a breath in, breath out, rise up, bridge or wheel. Go now, lift up. We're only here for 2 breaths. 1, 2, lower all the way down slowly. Okay, we've got one last one, you guys. Bridge or wheel this morning. With intention, rise up right now. Bridge or wheel, lift your hips up, lift your heart up. Can you press your shoulders down a little bit more if you are in bridge to lift your hips just a little bit more? Lift your heart for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release all the way down. Supine Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Let your knees fall out wide. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And just notice your breath here. Notice the breath in this moment, the vitality that you have created in this practice today, the connection of breath and movement. The union of those 2 things is yoga. That's simply what yoga means, union. And you guys created that this morning. Happy baby pose. Grab the inner or outer arches of your feet and sway from side to side. Hug your knees into your chest. And we're going to move into our opening series. I'm going to show you pigeon on your back. This is an option for pigeon. So if you guys want to take a peek at Christy, if you could take your right ankle over your left knee and keep your left foot on the ground. So you're basically creating a figure 4 right here with your right leg. This is reclined pigeon. In fact, we're just all going to do that today. There's another version of pigeon, which I will show you in our next class. This is a hip opener. So great. And if you need a little more stretch, you can bring your hands behind your thighs, pull your knee toward you, pull your left knee toward you, behind your left thigh. Yeah, if your right foot's on your ankle, or even behind your shin. So just notice what you need in your body this morning from a hip opener. You can keep your head on the mat, or you can lift your head if that is something that feels good. And switch sides. Place your right foot down, take your left ankle over your right knee. Maybe you stay right here, or bring your hands behind your right thigh or your right shin. And this part of the practice, we are creating opening in our hips and just being open to possibility. But staying engaged with your breath and with your intentionality of movement. It's easy to start to check out in this part of the practice because you know the hardest part is behind you, but there's yet so much benefit to stay with it, to stay with your breath, to stay with your presence, being really present to this moment. Release. Come all the way up to seated position for double pigeon. So Christy, I'm going to have you face the camera. You're going to stack your right ankle over your left knee. This may not be possible for everybody's anatomy. So if you have a block or a book, you can take that and put it under your top knee. You can keep your right leg long. That's always an option, to keep one leg long and to just bring your left foot in. So find it wherever you are, pull your belly up and into your spine, reach your fingers all the way up, take a breath in. Exhale, fold forward. So wherever you go, wherever you land, be in this forward fold for a couple of breaths. On your inhale, you can rise up just a little, and on your exhale, fold forward just a little bit more. Using your breath as a tool to help you in this opening series. Breath in and a breath out. Switch sides. Take your left leg over your right or your opposite leg, whichever one you did last time. And if that is too tight or too hard, you can keep one leg long. You can keep your left leg long and bring your right ankle to your left knee. Christy's going to show that example right here. That's still creating opening in your hip. So don't force it. Don't force anything here that doesn't feel like a good stretch. These should all feel good stretches. And also know that the more you come and do these stretches, the more opening you will create. From here, reach your fingers up, take a big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. And if your forward fold today doesn't feel like very much, that's another opportunity to keep coming and keep showing up. And that will also change. For 2 breaths, breathe in through your nose. On your exhale, fold a little deeper. On your inhale, rise up a little. And then on your exhale, fold forward. Slowly come all the way up for single seated leg extension. Take your right leg long. Bring your right foot in like a seated tree position. So bring your left foot in to your thigh or to wherever it goes on your body. Reach your fingers up, take a big breath in. And everybody pull your shoulders up to your ears, pull your shoulders back. From here, hinge forward from your waist. Reach out, reach long. You can bring a slight bend to your knee. You can reach for your toes, your ankles, but drop your head. Everybody drop your head and find some ease right here. If you're stretching really hard, just be at ease and come to where your spine rests normally in this forward fold. Stay in the fold, but just be in ease in the fold. Come up and switch sides. Right leg long, left foot comes in. Reach your fingers up, stretching out your side body. Bow forward, exhale over that left leg or right leg, whichever leg you didn't do last time. And drop your neck, drop your head, drop your thoughts. Be present to your breath. Be present to possibility in this moment. Come all the way back up. Take both legs long for seated forward fold. So in this forward fold, come up on your sits bones as much as you can, hinging a little bit forward. Reach your fingers up to the sky. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Bring a slight bend to your knees. Yeah, and if you need to move, adjust your knees, adjust your feet here to create a slight fold. If you're struggling in this forward fold this morning, bring your feet to butterfly and create that forward fold. Christy's going to show you that. That's also an option here to give you a little more opening, a little more access to folding. Take a breath in and a breath out. Yeah, I'm actually giving you permission to slouch. Sometimes we actually need that. Take a breath in, breath out. Slowly come up for reverse tabletop. Come on to your backs to walk your feet up toward your body. Place your hands down on your mat, facing your fingertips toward your feet. Lift your hips up. Take a breath in and then lift your head up. Let your head fall back on your exhale. Yeah, I know you guys got to see like what the heck is this pose, but you've got it. Lift your hips up. Everybody lift up just a little bit more. Yeah, walk your feet out if you need to, stacking your joints. Release all the way down for fish pose. Take your legs long. Bring your palms flat on the mat underneath your low back, near your sacrum. Bring your forearms and your elbows down. Point your toes. You can lift up here a little bit if that's an option, or just hinge your head back. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Come all the way flat on your back for a waterfall or shoulder stand. So you guys can take a peek at Christy. In waterfall, she's just going to take her legs straight up, and she has a block, so she can put her hips on a block, her low back. So this is a great option, even if you have some books or something nearby. If you guys don't have a yoga block yet, you can just simply bring your feet up, and you can simply lay back and let your feet up. That's one option. And then the other option here is shoulder stand, keeping your head and neck straight always in this pose, coming up onto your shoulders, if that's an option for you. And you can take a peek at what that, yeah, I know a lot of you are probably up for that today. Keep your legs long and straight and keep your head looking at your toes. And so whether you're in waterfall or whether you're in shoulder stand does not matter. Either way, you're allowing the blood to flow back to your hips and to your heart. If you are in shoulder stand, take your legs over for plow pose. over your head just a little toward the floor. And then Deaf Man's Pose, bringing your knees over your ears. Take your legs all the way back up and slowly come down on your mats, one vertebrae at a time, with your legs long, arms to your side. Supine Twist, hug your right knee into your body. Take it over to the left side. And keep your arms at a T on the mat. Take your gaze over your right fingertips. If your eyes are open, soften them to one point or close them and bring them back to your breath, being present to this moment. And switch sides. Come back to center. If you need to hug your knees in, do so. Hug in your left leg, your left or the opposite leg, whichever you didn't do last time. Take it over to your right side body. Keeping your shoulders on the mat or on the floor. Gaze over your left fingertips. Take a breath in and a big breath out. Come back to center. Hug your knees into your body, a sign of gratitude for being here today, for putting in the work, for showing up. Take a big breath in and a big sigh out. Shavasana. Take your legs long on your mat. Take your arms up overhead or out to the side, whatever feels good. This is your final pose of this practice today, and of most practices we end this way. And I invite you to take up space on your mat. If it feels good to take your feet to the corners, to take your hands out to the side or to a point, and take a big breath in here and sigh it out. We'll be here for 1 minute. Take a big breath in through your belly. Fill all the way up. And sigh it out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, your wrist and your ankles. Take your head from side to side. Reach your arms up overhead for one last big body stretch. And take your arms all the way to the floor overhead. Yeah, just relax. One more big body stretch. Fill up, breathe in, and let it go. Hug your knees into your body and roll over to your right or left side. Cradle your head in your hands. This pose is a pose of renewal and rebirth. Take a breath in and a breath out. And come all the way up to seated position, hands at heart center. Legs crossed. Sit up tall in this final pose Reach your fingertips all the way up. Take one last big breath in. Bring your hands to heart center. Exhale. Bring your thumbs to forehead center. Just check in right here. Breath in, breath out. The light in me honors and sees the light in each of you this morning. Thank you for sharing this practice. Together we say namaste. I'm going to unmute you guys.
Website.
All right, guys.
And like,
thank you so much.
Cindy,
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you back here next Tuesday.
Hey, Cindy, do you have a minute?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Stay on.
Yeah.
Can you teach me how to spotlight?
I sure can. Yeah. Zoom 101.
Yeah, no kidding.
Bye, everybody. Oh, hey, Molly. Bye, Molly. She left.